We're right here on the patio getting ready to talk some ball with you for the next couple of hours. And boy, what a thrill to be back and have this 2024 season underway. As I've said from spring training, you're going to love this season.
I was headed to spring training in the middle of the desert, and on my AM radio dial, I heard this man talking baseball.
It's the mosaic, the tiles are blank.
This guy, Marty Lurie's on the A's pregame show, but maybe we should try to get him over here.
And I thought to myself, wow, wouldn't it be cool if Marty was part of the Giants?
Well, first of all, the passion that he has just is so obvious. He wears it on his sleeve.
This charm, this kindness, this love of baseball.
Yeah, he's the Mr. Rogers of baseball.
He's the guy at the bar that you gravitate towards, you know, because he knows what he's talking about, and he's fun, and there's a warmth in his voice.
He has a knack of sounding like an authority without sounding like a know-it-all.
When we have a conversation, I'm able to answer his questions very directly because he knows exactly what he's talking about.
He wasn't after a soundbite. He wasn't going to sensationalize anything. He would ask you about you.
So I'm in the clubhouse, and I see this guy I don't know. I'm not sure anybody knows.
He wasn't afraid to ask questions to these ball players that are, you know, as big as movie stars.
And everyone takes to him so quickly, which is, as a sports writer, kind of annoying, right?
When you sat down and you had the first couple sentences with Marty, you found out that he was just a fan of the game of baseball and wanted to actually probably give you information that you didn't know about the game.
I don't think Marty said, I'm going to become a broadcaster. Somebody said to him, maybe you should try this out.
I mean, that's the first thing I learned about him was that he gave up his career as a, criminal defense attorney, and here he was starting over.
It just shows you how much guts he had to put himself out there and make a new career for himself.
And what a gift to do something exceptionally well for decades and then say, but I have so much more to offer.
When I saw him in the courtroom and I hear him on the radio, such humanity, such incredible smarts.
I think Marty comes at it from a completely different frame of reference than most sports talk show hosts.
I think you pick up things about people, and you pick up elements, nuggets. You also find the good in people. Somebody that maybe has had a bad rap or a player that's had tough times. I think there's an empathy.
He probably wouldn't be as good at what he does if he had started doing it when he was 21 years of age, right out of school.
I was 49 years old walking in, and I'd been through, as I tell people, look, I've been in the holding cell with someone who cuts people's heads off. It doesn't worry me to talk to you, okay? Let's talk about baseball. But to see Jordan Hicks go 7, and he was coming out after 6, and he talked Bob Melvin into it, and Melvin went along with him.
I just love to hear his voice. And you just know that it's baseball time when you hear Marty Lurie.
He kind of looks at the ups and downs of life through the lens of a baseball game. He always says that it's a long story, and it's 162 games, and there's a lot of ups and downs and storylines in a baseball season.
One of the genius things about Marty is how he can weave the historical events. Everything is connected to American history. It's just genius. He's genius.
When Marty's talking, he's talking about life. He can connect it back to how these issues and causes affect every one of us and our lives.
It is the metaphor for life, and a game goes 9 innings. Life takes a little while to live your life. Maybe you'll give up some runs in the first inning, but you haven't hit yet. You get your chance too.
Oh, you're in for a real treat. If you're a real Marty head, you play the Marty Lurie bingo game. It's a talking sport.
That's baseball.
It's a mosaic.
It's a tapestry.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
He can hit.
And here we are, and we'll see where it takes us.
When you'd see him after a tough game and he'd go, Hunter, that's just baseball.
And when he says them during the course of a broadcast, you can play bingo. So.
I really feel like everything else in his brain he never remembers, but baseball's special. He has a special hard drive that I think he saves all this information on.
The only guy I know who starts a conversation with you, and he said, there was a guy named Andy Pafko.
Al Luplo, Billy Klaus, Uno Barrigan, Earl Torgerson.
It's about having a conversation. It's about listening, and he's the best at that, and I've learned that from him as well.
Such a great way to approach storytelling, such a great way to approach a new audience for baseball. It's just a great way to approach the game of baseball because baseball is such a layered sport.
If this guy isn't the most interesting man in baseball, he is, as they say, in the conversation.
Yeah, Marty and I have been together for like almost 2 decades. I just wanted to be a part of a radio show that touches people, that connects with people.
I didn't think I would be on the air in a major market. I didn't think I would have the success I had, but Marty was the first guy who really infused confidence in me and said, you know what you're talking about. Let's make it happen. And he made it happen.
He gave me a chance. Marty just gave me a chance, and again, nobody else wanted to take me seriously, and he just stuck with it. And he honestly did change my life.
In this polarized and upside down world, if there's anybody that can bring these elements of caring, of listening, of humanity, that's Baseball Marty.
I like to call him the rabbi. He's a mensch.
What's a mensch?
My wife and I are like, he's a what?
Well, I am a goyim, so I'm not totally sure, but I believe it's a person who's pure of heart.
Someone who really does the right thing.
Somebody that cares an awful lot.
Marty has done that for a long time now with our fans.
And he would never, ever say a bad thing about our great game. And he is a baseball mensch, no doubt.
Well, mensch in Dutch, I'm Dutch, is different. Mensch in Dutch means pain in the ass.
Mensch. In Japanese culture, it's meiyo. And both means honor and dignity.
For me, Marty Lurie embodies that.
And it translates over the airwaves, and that's why people just have this endearing feeling about him, like the affable uncle. He's a mensch, he'll do anything for you. Tell me what you need, I'll do it.
Did he come up with that title, or did you? I think you nailed it.
Where do you see the movie?